So we've reached the third film in the Transformer franchise, which is actually so forgettable that I actually forgot to do an intro. So this is the intro. Sorry. Hello YouTube, Ash here, and welcome to another episode of Special Talks. As you know, leading up to Bumblebee, I had decided to review all the Transformer movies, and as you know, each review I have a special guest. Now today I have an extra special guest. I have Ryan O'Toole, and if you guys don't know who Ryan O'Toole is, he's also the creator of a fantastic game show about movies and Rotten Tomatoes, and as you can see, which is fantastic. And over to you, Ryan, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole here. Ashley, thanks for inviting me on your channel to review Transformers Dark of the Moon leading up to Bumblebee. I'm excited for Bumblebee. I think it looks good. Travis Knight's directing it, not Michael Bay, thank freaking goodness. And I'm excited to review Dark of the Moon. I had to rewatch it today for this review, and I'm excited. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem. Yeah, and as he said, thank goodness Michael Bay is finally leaving this franchise. So, honestly, this film, I find this film, the most forgettable of this year's. It's nothing special. It hasn't that crapness that makes it, stick out like the other ones, but it's just sort of like, So what are your initial thoughts on this film?
Yeah, I'm similar to you, man. This film's, it's okay. The first half is not that good. The last half is amazing. Full of Transformers stuff. But if we're talking about the whole franchise, this is definitely the second best. And the other films are horrible. So, this film, it's okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you hit the nail on its head, because the first half of this film is it's not even a Transformers film. It's a comedy drama. We spend more time following Witwicky trying to find a job than we actually see any Transformers. Alright, it starts really good because I love the first couple of scenes on Cybertron where you see Cybertron for 30 seconds as usual, and then we get the moon landing is good, but of course we have the whole another Transformer conspiracy with a historic event, which is brilliant. Do you actually believe that everything in the world happens because of the Transformers? It's just weird.
That's typical Michael Bay for you. He puts his historical events in every single one of these movies, and I guess this franchise exists with the moon landing. But the way the film opens, honestly, it's just bland. It really is bland. We see Sentinel Prime's ship lands on the moon, and then we see Neil Armstrong and the Apollo 11 mission go on there. And Sentinel Prime is basically the bad guy in the movie. Spoilers. He switches sides. And the first half, you mentioned Sam Witwicky trying to get a job. His parents are on him and all that. He has a new hot girlfriend, no Megan Fox. It's Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. And it's a typical, stereotypical formula for the Transformers franchise. A bunch of military people and not enough Transformers. And this film could have been great, but the last act is the best part.
Yeah, and you mentioned Rose Huntington-Whiteley. Who do you prefer, Megan Fox or her?
Megan Fox.
Even me, I thought she was basically just okay. Megan Fox is eye candy, but she's just basically I don't know. She looked like a Barbie doll. Like, just anyone could have stayed. No offense to her, like nothing like that. But just all she had to do was really look super Michael Bay, like blonde and everything, like, and do nothing really. Just it.
Plus, her hair is perfect after every explosion. Yeah.
And one of the funniest things, I was rewatching it like you, and she actually did the Jurassic World thing first. If you notice her at the start and at the end, she still got her high heels on, and no one touched on that.
Yeah.
She does nothing to she's pointless. It's terrible. At least Megan Fox did something. She's like, okay, that's it basically. Leonard Nimoy, I love how they made it that his reveal, his twist was supposed to be a big shock, but everyone knew that was going to happen. Like, it was so obvious, and the whole plot about bringing Cybertron and that. But yeah, the second half was much better, and this film was so long. Why do these films have to be so long, really, Mint?
Exactly. It's like freaking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but Lord of the Rings is Lord of the Rings.
And they're much better films. Yeah, everything with the Autobots and the Decepticons were, I wanted more of that, and it has to just go through the stereotypical Transformers movies. Apparently, I love the casting of Leonard Nimoy. He was in the original Transformers animated film as Galvatron, and so that's a cool twist. And I just did not like the human aspects. Patrick Dempsey, I like him as an actor, but really, the twist of him working with the Decepticons was really freaking stupid. Josh Duhamel, he's cool. I like him. And just, they have such talented actors. Tyrese Gibson, likable people, but just a terrible script.
Yeah, and that's a big thing in these franchises. They got some really Oscar-winning actors, great actors, but...
Frances McDormand.
Yeah, Frances McDormand.
I totally forgot she was in this. Oh my god.
Yeah, and they really must pay really, really, really well to get all these great actors in this film, because they use some really bad performances in this, and their characters are terrible. Why are Sam's parents still showing up? Why, for God's sakes,
Exactly, yeah.
They're not as bad as they were in Revenge of the Fallen in this one, but still, why? I hate them. It's just one of the main aspects of all these Transformer films is the fact that Optimus Prime does something really cool and then he vanishes. It's like, even in the last film, even from the first one, he's always like, he does something cool, then you don't see him for 20, everyone dies, explosions and things like that, and then he shows up and that.
Yeah, watching these movies, I came up with the Optimus Prime formula. It's every single freaking one of these films. Optimus Prime shows up in his truck, gives a monologue, then he bursts out, fights a bunch of Decepticons and all that, has some cool action scenes, has his freaking dialogue scenes with Sam Witwicky, then he freaking vanishes in the final act for 20 minutes, shows back up again, kills the enemy, and then he gives his classic monologue at the end of every freaking Transformers film. I'm freaking sick and tired of it.
No, it's true, and I love. Might as well just say it. I love how the whole, like, as we said, Optimus Prime fights. The final battle is basically he's fighting Central Prime. He gets his hand chopped off. Megatron comes in. Like, he's had 3 films, a lifetime of fighting Megatron, and then in 3 seconds with one hand he defeats Megatron. Like, this ending was so rushed. And then I love how Optimus Prime is supposed to be like, this is one thing I hate in these Transformer films, with Optimus Prime just vanishing, but also Optimus Prime they've depicted him as a cold-blooded killer. He just goes up people and shoots people, and like, even Sentinel Prime, okay, but the Prime that we know from the cartoons and that would not like just go up to his head and just like, boo, boo.
Yeah, that didn't make sense either, man. Apparently, it's just these films don't make any sense.
No, and that's why I've got hope for Bumblebee, because I know Travis Knight is a big Transformer fan, so yeah, hopefully he'll depict them a bit more, like Transformers and not like Bayformers and that, because, yeah.
Yeah, and watching the trailers, Travis Knight did a fantastic job with Kubo and the Two Strings. That's one of my favorite animated films. And now, apparently, he's in talks to direct Guardians 3, which has me super excited. I think that's an excellent choice. And with this Bumblebee film, I think we've transitioned to Bumblebee. I'm hoping that it has an Iron Giant feel to it, because that's what the trailers have been bringing us, like Haley Steinfeld. She looks great. And it seems like they're not going the typical Michael Bay formula, which is a positive. I just hope it's great. That's all I ask.
Yeah, no, the trailers, and they've... In the 3-minute trailer, or the combined trailers of like 3 minutes, he's already done a better film than Michael Bay. He's already got the fans on board. It took him enough 11 years to finally get the look of the Transformers right, and yeah, so I really hope that. But touching back on the film, one of the things I just want to say, it was really one of the worst things. It's most pathetic is with Rosie Hutterman, yeah. She actually gets Megatron to fight. Like, she goes up to him and reverse psychologies. What the hell? This is Megatron, one of the most villains in the universe, and he's taking lessons from this human, which he hates humans. Like, come on, dude. What was that? It's.
He should have just freaking blown her up right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Megatron's listening to this human. Yeah. Come on, dude. Yeah.
And then I'm very curious, like, if someone can take the time to to count how many freaking explosions there are in the entire franchise, because that's an impossible task.
No, Michael Bay I swear, I've watched these films to review them, and I'm seeing explosions everywhere. Like, you just open, everything explodes, everything, it's just...
Boom, boom, a water bottle explodes, boom.
But to be honest, this was probably the darkest in the whole franchise, because Chicago really gets destroyed, and like, there's this scene where
Yeah, it goes all Avengers.
Yeah, and that's one thing. This, and I saw a video that someone touched on it, and it did remind me. The end scene of this is very much looks like the Avengers, even the ships and all that.
It came out a year before the Avengers, so the Avengers must have taken inspiration from this.
Yeah, and it does, like, even the big ships and like the thing, and I knew when
the beam in the sky.
Yeah, the sky beams. Yeah, I think it was one of the first ones who did the sky beams, and that, which then started up near enough every single film having a...
The sky beam cliche.
Yeah, and but it was one of the darkest ones of this series, because there's actually that scene where one of the Decepticons, the unknown Decepticons, because I love how the Autobots all have names, and the Decepticons, none of them, like 1% have a name, the rest are no one. And he was like just shooting people, and you see people evaporate and all that, so that was really quite dark. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, it does get pretty dark. I agree. Bumblebee almost gets shot, which is freaking surprising. And yeah, the Decepticons, they seem menacing. The whole final act, like, so much destruction, like all the Decepticons. It goes really dark, and the beam in the sky just seems like every film now has to have this cliche. And yeah, the film does feel dark. I just wish the story was better in explaining why it's dark.
No, it's true, and it has lots of like idiotic scenes. Well, it's Michael Bay. It has to have idiotic scenes, but even like some really unrealistic, like the bit where Sam Witwicky is fighting Starscream, and he shoots him in the eye, and he's going around like a piñata, and he's like a human kid, and he gets up like nothing happens. Like, dude, you would be dead, man. You're not Captain America, you will be dead, like, seriously. And the whole building's exploding, and like these characters should be dead, it's okay, sometimes we have to put away our sense of disbelief, but come on, dude, you cannot survive all that.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So I think that's it. Hello YouTube, just pausing the video because I realized I made a terrible mistake. Now, full disclosure, because I'm actually editing the video right now, but I'm going to insert this in there. When I filmed the original video with Ryan, it was 2:30, 2:45 in the morning. I actually left poor Ryan waiting for 15 minutes because my alarm didn't go off. Yeah, and then I actually realized we didn't even do ratings for this film in this video, and I'm now realizing it. So I asked Ryan, and he said he would give this film a 2.5 stars out of 5. Me personally, I will give this film a 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, and for anyone following the Road to Bumblebee series, I've actually given Transformers Revenge of the Fallen a better rating than this, because Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is at least fun. So yeah, back to the rest of the video. Bye bye. As I said, this film is very forgettable, it's not, it's like the other films are so bad that they have something that you really can tell that this is really bad. This is quite boring. The first half is definitely boring, and then it makes up for a bit like action overloads where you actually don't know what the hell's going on, too much. And then the conclusion, which is in a couple of minutes, and Optimus Prime goes all OP and wins it in 3 seconds. He just do. Okay, it's done. So anyway, I want to thank you, Ryan, and let people know where they can find you, and tell them about Rotten on Press, which is one of my favorite shows on the internet. I'm not just saying that because you're here, but I really love this show so much. So take it away, let them know where they can find you, and once again, thank you for being on this review.
No, thank you, Ashley, for inviting me, man. I appreciate it. I love collaborating with new people. I collab with Jay and Zach all the time, so it's good to collab with new people. And thank you, man, for inviting me. Yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube, Ryan O'Toole. My last name is O''Toole. And I do movie reviews, I do Blu-ray videos, Rotten or Fresh. Rotten or Fresh is a game show where I invite on many underrated YouTube movie reviewers like Ashley, and I'll definitely get you on, Ashley. Where they compete in a game all about Rotten Tomato scores, trying to guess the score on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's so much fun. And the game's all about having fun, getting my friends on, and just meeting new people and hanging out with people. It's an awesome show. Come check it out. There's 3 seasons. We're on season 3 right now of The Tourney for the Ages. It's a lot of fun, and I have a Twitter as well, Ryan O'Toole MR. And you can find me on Facebook at Ryan O'Toole Movies, Stardust, Ryan Movie Review, and Snapchat if you want, R. O'Toole Movies. So I think Ashley will put all those social media links in the description. But yeah, that's where you guys can find me. Thank you, Ashley, again for inviting me, man.
No, it was my pleasure, and as I said, I really, really am grateful for you coming over here. And yeah, definitely check out Rotten Fresh. I swear it is so much fun. I really love the interaction between, you know, new YouTubers and, you know, the games shows, and it's just really, really fun. Also, I'd like to just say I will put all Ryan's links below, and yeah, so join me next time, which I will be reviewing which one, the dinosaur one. These films have got so many titles: Age of Extinction, with Ren Geekness. And that's it for today. If you want to follow me on social media, please do, and if you do like this video, maybe hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel and like what you've seen, maybe hit that subscribe button too, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.